of why Elden Ring is the best thing, the best game ever. And I gotta say, I gotta continue with the story. But this time we'll go for more of a focus thing. I'm having a really hard day focusing wise. ADHD completely overruns me right now. Thoughts are confused, my brain is foggy. So we'll try to do as much as we can, but it's not gonna be easy, right? As long as I try, who gives a shit, right? Um, my apologies. We had some very spicy chips, so we have some gas. So today we're talking about Elden Ring. We're talking about the religion of Elden Ring and how beautiful it is. Now, this video will also be a part two because there's a different religion and the land of shadows. The horned beast, the three fingers, the two fingers. I will talk to you about the most basic of plots, right? The three fingers, I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are, right? I could technically Google it, but it's gonna be another video. The point of this video right now is three things: Marika, Rani, and the Greater Will. So this is my understanding. Please feel free to tell me, dude, you're wrong, or dude, you're right. Hopefully say I'm wrong because I'm learning something. But from my understanding, we have this god, right, which is Marika. Technically, Marika is not a god; she's a Numen, and the Numen are a very strong race or a very specific race. So I think this is more so what's going on. The greatest thing about America is that, dude, I love this game so much. There's nothing I like more than Elden Ring. I'm sorry, mom. I love you too. Don't worry. So Elden Ring, America becoming is a Numen, and that means that she has these. I wouldn't say vision, but she's super important in the story. She is extremely important in the story. Now we have a second thing, and it's the fact that we have Imperium. Imperium, if I'm remembering right, are people that are gonna be they're gonna be fulfilling the greater will. So I think they're replacing America. It's been so long, guys. It's been so long since I played the game. I want to try it today. I'm good. There's much to do. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. So, we're back. Rani. Rani, I researched my lore. Rani is the most important character because she kills Godwin. So I think that she killed Godwin because she wants to test her own mortality. I think she wants to know if we can kill a demigod. Right, so she killed Godwin before she kills herself, right? Which ultimately led to the shattering of the Elden Ring, which is the plot. This is where we start our story. This is where we enter the scene. This is where we enter the story. But Rani killing herself is super important for multiple reasons. But one of the most important reasons as to why it's so important is because Rani killing herself is freeing herself from the greater will. Right? The story of Rani, and it's so funny because my favorite part of Elden Ring was sometimes I feel like a villain, right? And I'm like, I'll never know if what I'm doing is the right thing to do. I'll never know if burning the Earth Tree is the right thing to do, or destroying the Earth Tree is the right thing to do. I don't know. I'll never know. A lot of people will say burning the Earth Tree is important because this is Malenia quest, and Malenia is your best friend in the game. She is your finger maiden, right? Everybody wanted to burn the tree. What if the tree wasn't burned and it was not a thing to do? See, when you help Rani and become her consort, you see her ending. So the Rani ending is fuck the greater will, fuck the greater will, right? I'll give everybody the option to do whatever they want. I'll give the knowledge to people because they have knowledge. They'll be able to do whatever they do. We were talking about AI. We're talking about religion. We're talking about the God of Will and the we're talking about the God of Will. We're talking about um, we're talking about a lot of things. We're talking about the Truman Show, right? And we're talking about the God, the will of God, but also the Garden of Eden. What if the land between was the Garden of Eden? And what if we were told like, yo, to stay there? This is a place that's gonna be safe. Ultimately, when you go to the Land of Shadow, the Land of Shadow is super dangerous, but super dangerous, right? Coming back to the story, with Rani, she gives people the knowledge, right? Now, ultimately speaking, the knowledge can be terrible because this ultimately leads to Bloodborne series, and Bloodborne is people doing Nightmare, and this is the darkest timeline. This is the darkest timeline. At the same time, Rani, when she's born, she's a slave. She's like, okay, well, you become an Imperium, right? And the coolest thing that they did to Ronnie was Blade. So Blade is one of the people's favorite characters. Blade is absolutely phenomenal. We love Blade. Fuck yeah, Blade. I love you, dude. One of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. But the coolest thing with Blade is that he comes in and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna protect Ronnie. My life purpose is to protect Ronnie. And the coolest thing with Blade is he hates cold. He hates the cold. But Ronnie is a princess of ice. Most of her skills are ice. That's actually really, really, really cool. Now, why is that important? It's actually super important because Blade acts as a self-destruct device. So Ronnie, as long as she's following the will of the gods, the Two Fingers will, Blade will be loyal to her, right? And even EG knows it. EG's like, yo, Blade will turn against Ronnie if she doesn't change. Doesn't want to do it, but he'll turn against Ronnie. And at the end, what happened is Blade becomes Berserk. And this is funny because this is when you give the ring to Ronnie, making her the consort. When you oh my god, this is a long time ago. When you kill Astral, Rule of the Void, it's been too long. I'm sorry, it's been too long. But long story short, yeah, this is the purpose. The purpose is Ronnie needs you. And because Ronnie betrays the greater will, Blades betray her. You kill Blade, which saved Ronnie, but at the same time, if she weren't there, would Blade have won? Possibly. But imagine she's born, she's Empyrean, again, willing to replace the greater will. And she comes in and she's like, yo, I have to do what I need to do, right? And she's like, I don't want to be a slave. So basically, she's seen by a majority of the fan base of Elden Ring as a good guy. She is a good guy. Oh my god. Oh my fuck. Oh my fuck. Okay, so it's complex, but it's very simple. It's complex but very dreamy. People like Ronnie for a very, 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 very simple reason. And the very simple reason is the fact that Ronnie is kind of like, so it's a question of ending. There's, I think, a sixth ending. Most people, they have the best ending, which is Age of Star, which again gives everybody in the land between knowledge, and they save everybody in the land between. And one of the most liked frenzy is a frenzy ending. So the frenzy ending is classic. Is let the world burn, I'll consume everything. Fuck the world and destroy it. But by destroying the world, I'll actually save it, right? Now the question is, do you really save the world, right, or not? Is what you're doing really purposeful or not, right? If the world was supposed to burn, then you burning it, it's saving it. But if you can save the world without having to burn it, then you fuck it up. It's really hard outside, which makes people crazy. So people like Ronnie because they like her ending and the Age of Star. And there's also the fact that she, oh my god, so the land between, right? It's so complex. It's so complex. So the land between, you come in and it's a place that's destroyed. And I think one thing that Elden Ring does really, 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 really well and really nicely is they do a almost perfect job at showcasing how bad the land between are. They're doing a excellent job at showing that everything is going to shit. The life is going to shit, everything is going to shit. So then they're showing you, and this is a really cool thing. They show you the table of round table of old. So the round table of old are people that believe in Marika, in Queen Marika. So fuck, it's complex. So technically speaking, Marika, she breaks the Elden Ring, right? And people say that Marika is the one that rebirths you. So the beginning of the game is your Tarnish. A Tarnish is, I don't remember what is a Tarnish. It's been too long. I'm gonna be playing Elden Ring tonight. I don't give a fuck. I'll be playing Elden Ring tonight. I don't give a fuck. I know I'm repeating myself, but what you gonna do about it? And to me, this is so, it's so perfect because how can I even start to talk about it? It's so good. I feel it's just perfect. So because Queen Marika rebirths you feel like you owe her something. If Queen Marika, she's wrong. Well, she could be wrong, right? You don't know the true ending. So the table of gold are full of tarnished people that are thinking, since Queen America, we have to save her, we have to save her, we have to save her. Now the problem with the table of gold is they all die. Spoiler, they all die. So Fiash becomes one of the bad guy. Deke dies betrayed. Rodrika, she stays, but she says, so Rodrika is a special case. Rodrika wasn't summoned to the table of gold. You were summoned, not her. You bring her there and say, hey, you'll be safe there. You'll be safe. Yug is enslaved to the table of gold, so he loses his mind. Diallo ends up dying. Everybody from the table old dies. Now, what does that tell you? Well, if everybody from the round table old dies, maybe they were weak to begin with. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they're just weak. Maybe they were meant to last. They weren't meant to survive in this fucking world, right? So as much as it sucks, this is their fate. Their fate was to die a horrible, horrible death. A horrible death. So it kind of shows you that the table hold is weak. There's the Volcano Manor. The Volcano Manor is the recusants. The recusants are people that said, fuck the Greater Will. Fuck this. He said, I don't need the Greater Will to survive. So the recusants are people that wants to fight. They'll be like, yo, if I want to survive in these lands, I have to fight. And I have to be strongest. Only the strongest survive. So they kill everybody. They kill other Tarnish, right? But then at the same time, they're wrong. The Volcano Manor is wrong because the only thing that they're doing is Rykard, the Lord of the Manor, who pushes them to fight, to become stronger. When they're strong enough, he eats them because he eats powerful beings that become part of him, and the more he eats, the stronger he's becoming. Right? And that is the craziest thing. When you think about it, this is the craziest thing. Because Godric the Grafted was super weak. Godric the Grafted, so it's complex. Godric the Grafted was weak for a simple reason. See, it's complex. So what happened is America was a god, right? So America has kids with Godfried and Renala. So they have demigods as kids, which is Rykard, Radon, Ronnie, Godwyn, Mog, Morgoth, Melania. I don't remember his name. Mesmer, and Melania and Michaela, right? And they're god. So Godfried isn't the kid. Godric isn't the kid of Godfried. Is a kid of the kid of Godfried. So technically speaking, one of the son of Godfrey and Marika is Godric. Not Godric, is Goldwyn, the Golden. And Godwyn the Golden has a kid, which is Godric, which is why Godric said, I'm the last of the golden lineage, right? Goldwyn, it's been so long, guys. It's been so long. Long story short, it's why he's weak. So to become stronger, he draft people arms. So when you see the Tarnish and see how strong he is, like, I'll draft you, I'll use you for my body. Rykard did the same thing. Right? Rykard also believes in another god and a serving god, right? But long story short, Ronnie comes in and she's like, fuck your enslavement, right? And Ronnie, why she's like that? Because we're seeing the round table instead we're weak. So then it's kind of cool because as a Tarnish, the only person we have to believe is Melania. However, Melania kind of betrays you. Not betrays you, but she leaves you. Like, you're not the person I was looking for. I made a mistake. You're not the person I want, right? So technically, it's a complex story. But you come in to burn down the Earth Tree, but then you realize that you cannot burn the Earth Tree, right? You can't burn it yourself. You have to actually go in and take the fire of the giants, burn the tree, and then what you have to do is you have to go in the Earth Tree and destroy it from within. So then she sees that you can't do it. She's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna lose my time with you. So she leaves you. But more than that, there's a lot more than that. So for example, because all of the round table that dies, you think, okay, well, everybody's gonna die in here, except for Ronnie. Ronnie, for some reason, you think that she's strongest. Also, there's a couple things that prove that Ronnie is out there. Ronnie also has some followers. She has Blade and she has EG. She has Serpentis, but Serpentis is trying to betray her, so fuck Serpentis. So because she has EG and Blade, she's like, no, people believe in her. So see, there's a couple of contestants that you really believe for Elden Lord. There's Fights, because everybody tells you that, oh, Lord Fight was so strong. And then there's Ronnie. Ronnie possibly could be it. What was that noise? So yeah, so you follow Ronnie, and Ronnie, she's seen as a good person, right? But then Ronnie is super selfish, super selfish. If she didn't kill God, if she accepted her fate of being a slave, if she accepted that she was born a slave and she couldn't change anything about it, she would have never killed Godwin. She would have never killed Godwin. She would have never break the Elden Ring. She would have never break the Elden Ring. The war would have never started. The war would have never started. Nothing would have happened. The life was good before she started shit. But then she started shit, so everybody has to suffer. Which is pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Mine is getting lower and lower and lower. Oh yeah. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna do something fucking crazy. Uh, Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Continuing on with having a wonderful day. I know it's dark. I know in different ways of neutral, we're trying to get something charged, we're trying to charge because I want to be able to stay too much. I have to be able to focus 2 more hours. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try my best to do it. But it's gonna be complex, it's gonna be complicated. So today we're talking about one of my favorite games, which is Zelda's Majora's Mask. And it's gonna be a short video. It's just a video to show how much of a nerd I am and how a kid. And I know what you're saying. There's no way. How a kid, Majora's Mask is to I don't know if you're in Borderland. So if you don't know what Majora's Mask is, Majora's Mask is a part of the Zelda series. So the Zelda series started with Skyward Sword. I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm talking about Ocarina of Time, which is the beginning of the timeline. So, it's so fucking funny. So the first timeline is Ganon is sealed, which is the one we're interested in. So there's a couple of games in this one. The first game is Majora's Mask. The second game is Twilight Princess. Nice, right? Ganon is in the defeated. He is sealed. The second timeline, right? We got the hero is defeated, which is give us I think it's giving us Wind Waker and I don't really know. But the one I were just a Link to the Past and I don't remember. And it's been so long. I'm not reading anymore. I used to be a reader that knew everything, but now I don't. But this is not really a video game. This is more so a analogy to Alice in Wonderland. So Alice in Wonderland is one of my favorites book, it's one of my favorites art. It's because it's so special. The story about a girl that has a shitty life and she falls into a hole. And because she falls into a hole, she's got this new world, and the whole thing is what world is really right. So with Majora's Mask we have the same thing. So you go to search, so it's complex. Link in Majora's Mask is depressed. Because you have to understand it. So it's such a beautiful story. So Link plays the whole Ocarina of Time. Becomes an adult, and since he's an adult, he's able to say, okay, well, I saved the world. He beats Ganon. But then he comes back to being a child. So what he has to do is there's a secret prison beneath the Master Sword. The Master Sword has to choose you. Everybody is able to raise the Master Sword except for you. So as long as you trapped, oh my god. It's so complex. It's so complex. So the story of Ocarina is so complex. I should do this as a video also. Yeah, I should do this as a video also. So this is actually a really cool video. So the principle of Ocarina of Time is you go there, you are a children of the forest Koku. Then you learn that you're not really a Koku. You were never a Koku to begin with. You are a race. They could treat like you're arrogant. Go see Princess Zelda and tell her the world's a danger and tell her that Ganon is dangerous. But then you go see Zelda and like, yo, this guy that he's thinking, he really is not good. And Zelda's like, yeah, I know, he's not. She's like, there's only one way to see those only Zelda's good. But then you go see the Goron who owns a piece of a part of the key. This is the Zelda's part of the key. You change. But then because it was such a well, Ganon used the opportunity to steal the Triforce. Right? Oh no, it's not true. It's not true. You go see Zelda and she's like, yo, if you want to win, we have to get the three fairies. With the Triforce, and the Triforce will allow us to save Hyrule. So then you open a door, and then basically Ganondorf does. Ganon is like, fuck that. I'm gonna be the guy to have the Triforce. Now the Triforce is a god. So, oh my god. The Triforce is three goddess. Din, Nairu, and I don't remember the green one. But basically they have this and they're created well. Nairu is responsible for the sky and the laws. Din is responsible for the earth and everything else. And the last one she's responsible for the forest and the life. So then the Triforce is supposed to have a wish. However, it sees Ganondorf and it doesn't seem working. The Triforce separates in three birds and three pieces. The first piece, which is power, goes to Ganon. The third piece, which is wisdom, goes to Zelda. The third piece that goes to courage goes to Link. Right? But then Ganon can steal pieces. If he kills Zelda, he gets a piece. If he kills Link, he gets a piece. Then Link is a kid. So a sage, which is in the secret temple, it's like, yo, I'm gonna save you. What he does is he entraps Link as a as a kid, and he trains him for 7 years to when you become Adult Link, and Adult Link is able to save Hyrule. But long story short, you only use of your life, right? But then you kill Ganon, you beat Ganon, right? And then with Ganon, you're like, fuck, we need to seal him. So he's like, I'm gonna seal him in the Temple of Light, which is where you were sealed yourself. And then you have to put the Maki Short in, so you get you're a child again. And then they're telling you like, yo, there's no way you can how can I say this? There's no one can defeat him otherwise. So Lynx get trapped, and Lynx get trapped is like, yo, what am I supposed to do? So then in Majora's Mask, Nairu is a fairy, and the fairy is kind of funny. The fairy is supposed to be around 50 weeks, and because she's following Link, she says, no. It's kind of like kind of stuff in the fairy. You're not going to be around anymore. But what you do is that Link has fulfilled his mission. So then Link fulfills his mission and she leaves. The Link doesn't want because Link is depressed, like nobody knows like this. We don't have much of stuff, but nobody knows like this, except for Ford and Navi. So you go to hunt for Navi. It's in the Lost Forest. So there's a theory that Link is dead because you saved for 3 days, which is becoming unstoppable. The Lost Forest, if you lost yourself in it, you'll die. It's a simple thing. So he ends up falling into a hole. It's not a tournament, right? It's not very different. It's not very different because there's different gods. The true gods, the Triforce, it's not worshipped here. People hate the Triforce. So it's complex. The term, oh my god, it's such a bad story. But I'll do it even on that after. So, in Majora's Mask, the term now is a land that's destroyed. People are like, yo, fuck the Hyrule. They have the better right, they have the best place, they have the most beautiful plane. It's a really nice place to be. So that's kind of shitty, right? So like, okay, well, we're gonna go and then hunt for Hyrule. So they hate the mountains. There's 4 giants that are worship. There is every single characters are characters from the Hyrule. So the reason for that is because they wanted to make another game with Nintendo 64 I don't know if they can start another game from this video. So what they ended up doing was like, okay, well, we have to start a game from 0, so we'll start a game from having the characters and having the items. Well, the items are silver, right? Even if you go to school, it's like the first story. So then you play the game, and then it is funny because there's only 3 people that went to Hyrule and Termina. The Skull Kid, which is the bad guy, you, which is the hero, and then Epimax Selvin, which is Epimax Selvin is kind of like a god, right? It's a very weird character. But then Link falls into a hole, which is Alice in Wonderland. Just like Alice in Wonderland. And the question for why is, what is the right place? Was Termina the right reality, or was Hyrule the right reality? Alice in Wonderland, the story is it's a girl that she hates her life, she falls into a hole, there's shocking rabbits, the world is different. But then what if that was the reality? What if the world that she was living in before was made up? Right? And that's it. And Alice in Wonderland, people say that she never got out of that Wonderland. She never got out of this reality. So with Link, after you lose that, you say that because he's dead, you finish his mission. So the coolest theory ever is that Link is dead. Right? And because Link is dead, he has a limbo. So if he saves Termina, he's gonna be able to go to heaven. If he doesn't save it, he goes to hell. Right? The Termina works very differently. Again, the god. And you can play a Song of Time and rewind time. So like this, there's different rules to the world, which is, I think, makes Termina not real. But long story short, it is so cool that a story like Alice in Wonderland affected all my favorite games. Doesn't matter which one is good. I want to be good, but I will is. But even then, if it's done that, it's still a good place to be. You know? What else? What is that shit? I just wanted to put out the Terry that theory that talking about this last one, Alice in Wonderland is super simple. My apologies. Good. You're still there, and you're still good. Don't Link, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Couple Show. You guys are doing well, but having a wonderful day on this 31st May 2025. Today we're doing a video that I love doing. I like doing this. Today is a bad ADHD day. So good ADHD day, I can control my thoughts, and I'm like, okay, well, guess what? I know exactly what I'm trying to say. Bad ADHD day is my brain is foggy. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. It's all fucking. It's a bunch of gibberish, right? So today we're going to be doing something that I love doing, which is recapping a story of a game. One of my favorite games is Majora's Mask, right? Which is a direct sequel. It's supposed to see the Majora's Mask, don't really see it. It's a direct sequel to Ocarina of Time. These are games that I played a lot. These are my favorite game I play. They're still my favorite game, but I gotta say, I don't know right now. So what I'm doing is I'm going to recap the Zelda series, even though I didn't play them for plus 10 years. I'm only going to recap, well, technically speaking, I could recap Minish Cap, but I don't remember that much about it. I'm going to recap Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It's going to be a very quick recap. It's going to be super fun. And it's going to be about how much I can remember and how much I can forget. Ocarina of Time, we started this guy called Link, and Link is a Kokiri. So Link is a Kokiri that lives under the influence of the Iku tree. Link is being bullied because he doesn't have a fairy. He doesn't have a fairy because he's not a Kokiri, he's a Hillman. So Ganondorf, it doesn't really say why. Okay, so it's in the game it's not 7, but there's this war. There's a war in Hyrule, right? And there's this war with people that betray the Hyrule. Because the Hyrule, they have the castle, they have the best place in the world. It's like, no, you don't deserve that. To destroy it. So then you get Link's mom, who ends up hiding in the Lost Forest. So she tells Ducky Tree, please take care of my child. She's like, okay, I'll treat him like mine. So Ducky Tree has a mission for Link. Ducky Tree is dying because he met with Ganondorf. Ganondorf is looking for one of the key, which is the Kokiri Emerald. The keys are why the keys are true. Is the Golden Ruby, use Zora Sapphire, and the Deku the Kokiri Emerald. No, sorry. Yeah, the Kokiri Emerald. I'm saying Kokiri because Kokiri died for that. So then it's super funny. There's also not gonna be theory. Like for example, I'm not gonna tell you that oh Link is dead or the Stone Temple theory. I love these, but this is not the plot here. So then Ganon killed the tree. Which is like yo, I gotta tell you something. You didn't have a fairy. You had to tell the castle. You had to tell King. I don't remember his name. The King of Hyrule to be careful with Ganon. So Link goes in, he goes out to find the castle of Hyrule. And then the king doesn't see the king, he sees Zelda. It's like Zelda, she said, like, it's too late, Ganon, I don't like Ganon, but he's already, something excited, like, he shouldn't reply for me. It's like, fuck, what am I supposed to do? So then she said, I know what to do. The Triforce will be the way forward. The Triforce is the three goddesses, Nairu, Din, and I don't remember the last one. But they're basically the one that created the earth, right? And when they created the earth, it's created the Triforce. And they said, if your heart is pure, you'll have a wish, right? And if your wish is good, you'll save the world. If your wish is not good, you'll destroy the planet, all right? When you go help the Goron, they lost access to the cavern. The Goron cavern, reason as to why it's blocked. So because you unblock it, you're able to. So the Goron, they're eating the rocks, and they have this cavern they can't eat. Like, okay, well, if you help me, I'll save you. So then when you go there, you realize that it's infested with the dongos. Infected with the dongos. You end up killing the dongos. Then you have the Goron, right? You meet with I don't remember his name. Fuck, it's been too long. The king of the Goron. What's his name? He had a cool name too. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I don't remember. Sorry. It's gonna come back to me when I'm not making this video for sure. So then next is the Zora, and the Zora we go in. They have this sapphire. You realize that the Zora they're very noble, then they even Link. So he ends up my daughter's missing. If you can find my daughter, I'll listen to you. So we realize that the daughter is I don't remember her name either. That sucks, bro. I used to know them by heart. That's the same. That's the shitty thing we're doing. Like, fuck. We'll make another video about that. We'll make another video about that, which is insane. So then the daughter she comes in and we have this god in worship. The god is Jabu Jabu, which is a giant fish. And Jabu Jabu is like really sick. The daughter she comes in and she's like, dude, we have to save him. We have to save him. We have to save him. And if you save him, I'll marry you, and I'll give you the Zelda Sapphire, the Zora Sapphire. He's like, okay. He saved the fish, get the Sapphire. Then he goes to the castle, and then he sees that Ganon has betrayed him, and he's taking over. And Zelda, she's fleeing, but she gives Link the Ocarina of Time. Because she has the Ocarina of Time, he's able to open up the palace with the tree stone, and then he's able to get the Master Sword. I was on the plot, Ganondorf was running behind, and he gets the Master Sword. He gets the Triforce. The Triforce see Ganon, they don't treat him, they don't think he's good enough, right? So then he was like, yo, you're not good enough. The Triforce separates into 3 pieces. The Triforce of Force goes to Ganondorf because all we care about is Force. The Triforce of Courage goes to Zelda, to Link. The Super and the Triforce of Wisdom goes to Zelda because she's the smartest. However, there's another reason for that, right? So Ganon is a descendant of a demon, which is the demon is I don't remember his name. Fuck. Link is a hero, and Zelda is a descendant of the goddess. The goddess. I don't remember his name. That's bad. That's bad. to every word that I do. It's like, oh, and rains like that. I forgot everything, bro. So then basically what happened is because Ganon had the power, the transfer of power, he becomes super powerful. So then one of the sage comes back and he traps Link to protect him in the Temple of Light. And then he says, what happened to Ganon is terrible, we can't defeat him, we can't defeat him. All we have is we can open up, we need the 6 sages to beat him. So then he goes on to the search of the 6 sages. However, it's not 6 sages. The first sage is actually someone we met. It's actually someone is the Howl, like that been guiding you all the way from a child. It's like, yo, if we need the 6 sages, we can open up the Temple of Light and we can trap Ganon here, right? So it goes on for the hunt. The first person we meet is Sheik. So Link goes out into Hyrule 7 years later, right? The Long Long Ranch, which is a place that we love, is now being corrupted, and the only place she ever loved, which was what was her name? Talon. I don't remember. Talon is now working for Igor. Igor was jealous, and she was like, Igor was like, yo, I deserve this rent. This rent is as much as mine as it is the other guy. And it's so funny. It's so funny because if you look at those two, Talon, I don't remember the name of the father, and Igor, they look like Mario and Luigi. They do, which I love. So then we go in and we're like, yo, Igor, he betrays, like, he tells Ganon, I'm gonna give you the best purse, right? So then you beat Igor, you get Ebola. So then you meet Sheik, who is a Sheikah warrior, which is a group of people that help the royal family since day one. And Sheik is like, yo, I'm gonna help you, but you have to help me in return. I can only go back to being a child. So by placing the sword back, you can become a child again. And this is before the temple was open, then it starts strong, right? And or you can take out the sword and put him out and then defeat them. The first you say is Sauron, your best friend for the quickly, because you know the force is dying, but the peace is good. The best thing was the people that used to do Link for them regrets. So there's a kid called Miku, and Miku's like, yo, I regret bullying Link, and I don't know what he became. He became the guy who's in front of me. So that's actually funny. The second is, I think it's, I don't know his name, but it's the hero that you met with the Goron. Him, all the Gorons are entrapped, and there's, oh my god, it's so funny. The Forest Temple, which used to be, there's no one story about the Forest Temple, was both Ganon. The second one, all the Gorons are now entrapped, and the Goron being entrapped, he's going to, what's it called? He has to help them. And the guy has a son and he names his son Link, which is super cute. The third one is the Zora. Once again, the Princess of Zora. They're dealing with the water is all iced up. There's something that's going on, and the water is all ice. This is when you meet Darkling, by the way, which is super cool. The fourth one is Impa, which is the person that helped Zelda the most. She was a Sheikah that trained Zelda. She is Zelda. Then this fifth one, which is the last one, because the Temple of Life gives you one of the 7 sages. Is a girl called, I don't remember her name, but she's a Gerudo. So what happened is, this is really cool because this is the more information. You know more about Ganon. Ganon was the king only because he's a male. But not every Gerudo liked it because what he does is he brings war and he's bringing a lot of trouble. Like, yo, this is all about us, it's about power. Like, we could all die, you wouldn't care. And he has this dark aura. So then you realize that the real villain is not Ganon, but the Kiyume and Kotaku. Kotaku and Kiyume are they're kind of witches that tells Ganon will help you get the power. They're doing some dark ritual on him. They transform him into like a war, a warrior, where they're witches, and you fight them. So then you get your 5th stage. At the end, you beat Ganon. Ganon reveals its real form, which is Ganon. Ganon reveals its real form, which is Ganon. And he says, I was trapping you. You trapped Zelda and you have to fight him. So really good fight. Then to save Hyrule, what you do is next 6 stages, you open up the Temple of Light, trapping Ganon in. What you does is then you put his sword and the
head sword. Put the master sword back so you trapped up. And as long as nobody puts a master sword, you will stay trapped. Now the master sword only enters the link, which is the cool part. And that is the story of the Chaos Time. So the Majora's Mask. Lynch, having to steal the sword, come back to being children. Lynch regained the memory, he retained the memory of everything that happened. Nobody believes him that we did this, we did that. So then, nobody believes him, he becomes kind of depressed, right? So only one person believes him, and it's Navi. Navi, however, is a fairy. A fairy, okay, I have to stop here. I have to start to turn up to the tower. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah. Looking like a lone survivor. Looking like a